Hello students, we are starting with the chapter of promotion and transfer. As you all know, what is promotion? When there is a change in the current status of the employee along with the increased responsibilities and enhanced pay scale. That means he is upgrading to the higher level of the status in the organization, then it is called as promotion. According to Flippo, promotion involves a change from one job to another, which is better in terms of status and responsibilities. He is moving to a upper grade. From this definition or from this meaning, we can derive that what are the basic elements. First is higher status in job, increased responsibility. Obviously, whenever there is a change in the status, it will lead to certain change in responsibilities as well. And enhanced pay scale. There will be a better pay scale given to the person who is promoted. Then is what is the purpose of doing promotion? Why company goes for the promotion of the employees? It is basically an internal source of recruitment. First is position of greater value. When you think the employee will be better recruited at a position higher than what where he is currently employed, then the companies go for the promotion to boost up the morale of the employees. Obviously they will feel as a part of the organization when they are promoted by the organization. To retain the efficient employees, when the employees see that they are rewarded for whatever effort they are putting it into the organization, then they will feel they will try to be in the same company where they are having the chances of promotion. They will not go for the other jobs. To reward the efficient employees, to enhance the interest of employees in the training program, because training leads to improvement in the skills. Enhancement in the skills is required for the promotion, so they will take interest in whatever training program is being conducted by their organization. Then is to develop a feeling of competition among them. Obviously, when they think that there is a equal chances of getting promoted, they will feel a competitive spirit between among them, and then they will try to perform better in every aspect of their job. What are the principles? That means on what basis, what should be there, prerequisites should be there when you are preparing a promotion policy. First of all, the promotion policy should be in writing in order to avoid any kind of the biasness or suspicion in the mind of the employees. It should be in writing. It should clearly mention the percentage of vacancies in the higher level which is available for the promotion. They should tell what how much vacancies they are going to fill up by this internal source, right? If there are 10 vacancies and 50% of the vacancies will be done will be recruited through promotions, then it should be clearly mentioned in that. What is the basis of promotion? Whether it will be on the merit basis or on the seniority basis. Merit basis means your promotion is linked with your performance. Seniority basis means on your tenure of service provided to the organization. Then next is job analysis should be charted to provide clear understanding of the movement from one job to another. There are certain natural movements in hierarchy from where the person will be moving from the lower position to upper positions after a certain number of years. So it should be properly communicated to the employees. Training programs should be consistent with the promotion policy. That training program should be such which will enhance the skills which will lead to the promotion. Scientific evaluation programs should be there. Prior notice regarding vacancy to the employees. Employees should be told about what kind of vacancies are arising in the future so that they can prepare themselves. It should not be offered to the reluctant employees. Sometimes employees are very much comfortable with their present job status. They don't want to be promoted because promotion obviously maybe even though it is giving you higher salary, but there are certain increased responsibilities as well. So some employees are reluctant to be to hold those positions, so they should not be offered those positions. No personal biasness should be there. When you are promoting the persons on a basis of certain principles, then personal biasness should not be there. Equal chance should be given to every employee. Then what can be the basis? As I told you, seniority basis or merit basis. And the third one is seniority cum merit basis. Seniority basis means the senior most person having the longest service period shall be promoted. What are the merits? Easy to measure. There will be trust in the employee. Certain security is given to the employees. It will minimize the grievances as they will know that a person is superior, so he will be promoted first. Then what are the demerits? Because there is no linkage between the promotion and the efficiency, so they will be demotivated. The efficient employees will be demotivated. There will be no zeal among the employees. So it has some limitations as well. Then second is merit basis. Efficient employees, merit basis means you are promoting the employees on the basis of their efficiency, right? How efficient they are. Merits, Whatever were the demerits of seniority will become the merits of merit basis method. Better utilization of skills, employees will feel motivated, they will try to improve their efficiency. Demerits is, it is very difficult to measure it. Distrust can be there, some kind of suspicion can be there. It is subjective technique, chances of personal biasness are there. Then third one is seniority come merit basis. For example, there are two employees in the organization, A and B. Both have joined the organization at the same time period. That means, for example, they have all joined in 2010. That means 10 years of service are there. But the performance of B is better than A. Then B will be promoted. It is seniority come merit basis. Then next है the opposite of promotion, that is demotion. Demotion means transfer of the employees to a lower grade job as compared to his current position. It is opposite of the promotion. What are the elements of demotion? Lower position, low pay, lower status, less responsibility. What are the reasons that a company goes for the demotion? It is a negative motivator for the employees. Sometimes employees are inefficient, they are not taking their work seriously. That's why it is taken as a punitive action against them. They are demoted. Generally, maybe it is because of the financial condition of the organization is not as such. They are not able to pay higher salaries, so they are demoting some of the employees. Sometimes the employees have committed some mistakes. It can be a disciplinary action against the misbehaving employees. Sometimes there is a modernization, change in the technology. Your previous workers, existing workers, they are not able to cope up with the changes going on in the organization in terms of technology, skills. So there is a need that the person need to be demoted so that he learn those skills first and then he will be promoted thereafter. Then transfer. Transfer is a process when the employee shifts from one job to another without any change in the status, pay, and responsibilities. Like there will be lateral transfer, shifting without any change in the status, pay. For example, the person is a head of the production department. Now he will become the head of the marketing department. He is the departmental head only departments are changed. He has been shifted from one department to another, but there is no change in his salary, no change in his responsibilities or in status. In words of Flippo, transfer is a change in a job where the new job is substantially equal to the old in terms of pay, status, and responsibilities. Then what is the purpose of transfer? Why organization opt for the transfers? First of all, to satisfy the needs of the employees. Sometimes employees wants, their skills are not matching with their current job position, but they want to change it. It can be at the request of the employees. Overall development of the workforce so that they get to have a knowledge of every department, every kind of a work. So they are transferred. Proper utilization of their skills. To take disciplinary action against the employee. Sometimes what happens is the employee is not doing the work properly in one department or he is misbehaving. So it is taken as a disciplinary action against him and he is transferred to some other branch or some other department. To fulfill the request of the employee, sometimes it is requested by the employee as well. To give relief to the employees, sometimes the employees, there are certain employees in the company who are continuously giving tedious tasks, very dangerous task, heavy workload. So in order to give some relief to them for a time being, they are transferred to other department or the organization or the branch where the workload is less. But organization will remain same to meet the needs of the organization. Sometimes organization requirements are such that a person needs to be transferred. So these can be some of the purposes why organization opt for the transfers. Then is what are the types of the transfers? It can be divided into two parts, on the basis of purpose and on the basis of units. So first of all, we are explaining on the basis of purpose. First is production transfer. Production transfer means sometimes a company is having two branches or two units. In one unit, there is a surplus staff, while in other unit, there is a shortage of the employees. So in order to have a balance, they are shifting the employee from surplus unit to the shortage unit. Second is replacement transfer. Replacement means when a junior or a new employee is replaced by the senior employee as a temporary arrangement. Shift transfer. The organization, sometimes there are organizations who are working 24 hours a day. The job is in the shifts. For example, some are doing day shifts, some are having night shifts. So sometimes employees who are giving night shift for 1 month, they are transferred to the day shift in the next month and vice versa in order to relieve their burden. Remedial transfer. whenever sometimes what happens is a person is appointed on a job where his skills are not matching with the job. He is not interested in doing that job at the time of recruitment. He is recruited at job. So in after a time being, the organization thinks to transfer him to a job of his interest. It is remedial transfer. Versatility transfer, when the employee is transferred so that he will get the knowledge of all the aspects. It is called as job rotation as well. For example, different type of departments are handled by one person after a particular time period, so that he will get knowledge of all the aspects of the organization. Precautionary transfer, so that the officials do not misuse their power, misuse their position. It is done to avoid that. For example, many government job holders, bank employees, they are transferred after a particular time period so that they don't get the hold of the position, so they don't misuse the position. It is done for that. On the basis of unit, there can be sectional transfer. Sectional means from one section to another within the same department, right? In production departments, there can be different divisions, and within that divisions, they are transferring. Departmental transfer, transfer from one department to another within the same factory. For example, from production department to finance to marketing, any other department within same factory. Interplant, interplant means plant means factory. So transfer from one to another factory, but under the same management. Management should be same. Then is transfer policy. Every organization should have a transfer policy so that there is no, in writing as well, so that there is no chaos among the employees. After that, it should be sound and impartial. What are the principles? It should be in writing. It should be properly communicated to employees. The basis of the transfer, on what basis the employees are transferred, it should be specified in advance. It should be flexible, dynamic in nature, so that it may be changed according to the circumstances of the environment. It should be easy to understand. It should be written in a layman language, simplified form, in concise manner. Nature of the transfer, what can be the nature of the transfer, what responsibilities will be there, and specify the jobs affected by the transfer. What are the jobs coming under the transfer policy should be first of all mentioned into it. Then next is separations. Separations is what? When individual and organization are going apart, right? It is a negative recruitment when the organization, when the employees are leaving the organizations, right? It can be voluntary in nature. It can be involuntary in nature. Voluntary means when there is a resignation, they are resigning themselves from the jobs. They want to do some work some other where, or whatever be the reason. Or VRS, voluntary retirement scheme. That means the company has given a scheme under which you can take your retirement before your stipulated period. You will be given a lump sum payment for that. That is, these two are the methods where separation is voluntary. Second is involuntary. Involuntary means when the employee don't want to leave the organization, but the organization wants the employee to leave the job. First is dismissal. The person is dismissed from the service. Retrenchments, layoff, right sizing, retirement. What are retrenchment? Retrenchment is permanent in nature. When you are going into the losses, you want to shut your operations. For example, there is a company XYZ which is producing 3 type of the products, having 3 different departments. Like 3 type of the products are there, A, B, C, and C product is continuously giving them losses. So they want to shut down that product C. So all the people who will be in C, they will have to, they will be retrenched off by the organization. Layoffs. Layoff means temporary, the organization is closed, so you have separated your employees on a temporary basis. As soon as you start working, you will again call them for the work. Right sizing, when there is a misbalance, overstaffing or understaffing in the organization, you want to right size it so that there can be balance, appropriate staff. In that case, the company may go for the separations. Retirement, when the person is has been retired, it has reached a particular maturity age, then it will be separated by the organization. These are some of the separations which are voluntary as well as involuntary. So these are some of the references. We are done with the chapter. Thank you so much.